Forecast with meteorologist Payton Domschke joining us in the Weather Center. Probably the warmest Halloween that we've had for a while.
You know what I just wanted to say quickly? There are so many people, not kids, like the big kids, who wear those Halloween costumes that really don't have a lot of fabric. So
yeah, true.
The weather will at least cooperate for that.
You are. Temperatures, yeah, it's expected to be very warm. A total 180 from last year's Halloween. Last year we had a high of only 53 degrees. That is unseasonably cool for Halloween. Average this time of the year is about 62, and we are 20 degrees above that today, making a run at record territory, potentially tying a record for Philadelphia. And no tricks here, all treat as we go through your trick-or-treating timeline. Even by 5 p.m. still holding on to the 80s through trick-or-treating, as you may still be knocking on some doors at 8 p.m. Temperatures still expected in the low 70s. Cloud cover will be on the increase, and that's ahead of a moving cold front. That cold front not here right now, as temperatures are actually outperforming this time yesterday by about 5 to 10 degrees. And I told you this exact same thing yesterday, so we are building upon yesterday's warmth. We've got a high launching pad when it comes to how the morning started, and temperatures are taking off already at 65 for Philadelphia, matching that in Tabernacle, now just coming up to 65 also in Exton at this hour, just 3 degrees shy of 70 in Millville, Middletown, Delaware, and even Ocean City. We've got a breeze out of the south, and that takes over, but we are eyeballing a possibility of a spotty sprinkle come early tomorrow morning. I've got more details, the timing, the track, everything you need to know as you plan out your Halloween and beyond, coming up in just a few, ladies.
Peyton, I caught that skeleton giving you a little side eye over there.
Those are my friends that put the forecast together with me.
Thank you. All right, we turn now.
Time of the year. We've been telling you for several days now that we are approaching near record warmth, if not tying, but breaking in several locations across the area, including Philadelphia, making a run at 82 degrees this afternoon. That record previously set in 1946. And I think those that have a chance at breaking records, Allentown, Reading, even Trenton, and potentially even the Poconos too, seeing mid 70s northwest of the I-95 corridor. And that includes your trick-or-treating timeline, the warmest in decades, as temperatures will be in the 70s. Bone dry weather. It will be a little humid. If you didn't notice it this morning, you will notice it this afternoon. The breeze starts to kick on up, but you won't need the jacket, you won't need the extra layers, and you'll want the friendly smile when you answer the door and hand out the candy. Temperatures up to about 65 degrees. Humidity is continuing to build, and we've got that southwesterly component helping drag in that warmth from the mid-Atlantic up the northeast, and the whole eastern seaboard expected to have some near record territory Halloweens today when it comes to our forecasted high temperatures. Up and down the I-95 corridor right now, low to mid 60s, in fact just a couple degrees shy of 70 in Exton, but a 10-degree difference as you approach Lancaster. At 58 degrees right now, it's 67 in Millville, 68 in Ocean City, same thing in Toms River, and we continue to heat on up, and it's all ahead of a cold front. We've got an area of high pressure that has now moved farther offshore. As its position changes, our wind direction is heavily influenced. So we drag in the warmth, as I mentioned, all the way up through the northeast here to the Delaware Valley, and we've got this system that is just off to the west, and there is a lot of decent wet weather with this system as it stands right now, making it through the Central Plains just past the St. Louis area right now. As that front moves through, it becomes moisture starved, so a spotty sprinkle is a possibility early tomorrow, but it's hard to come by. We turn windy and we turn breezy, and we also keep some of that warmth tomorrow. As a call from AccuWeather, about 78 degrees. High pressure is behind that. That helps us cool down and turn much cooler just in time for the weekend. So if you're saying, Peyton, I don't like the idea of 80s on Halloween, we've got 60s back in the forecast for your Saturday with a high at about 62 degrees. So we've got a drastic drop through your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. 82 degrees today, 78 tomorrow, turning noticeably cooler through the evening tomorrow. So if you have Friday night football plans, you'll want to watch that temperature and prepare yourself for a few extra layers. Only in the low 60s as the clocks turn back. The birds are in town. Temperatures feeling like they should be for the first weekend of November. And then we crank up the warmth again. We're actually near records by the middle of next week. This thing just does not stop. Mother Nature is a beast this fall, and we've got all the swings to go right along with it, ladies.
You call her a beast. Row from our Brandywine camera on this Halloween. Pretty picture.
Yeah, 62 degrees now. We're looking at 80 for our for the afternoon.
Crazy.
Let's check in with meteorologist Payton Domschke. Payton, I know we were also talking about how there's some brush fires.
Yeah.
We need rain. We've been on a really long stretch here without it.
We sure have. In fact, over a month without wet weather for Philadelphia and a lot of the area. We continue to build on this driest stretch in history for the city. And the latest update from the Drought Mitigation Center dropped this morning. Now upgraded part of the area to that severe drought, now making 63% of the area under that severe drought. We do have a sprinkle chance overnight that could put a dent possibly in the ongoing stretch, which is up to 33 days by the end of today. If we don't see any wet weather tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow for Philadelphia, it will be our 34th day without measurable rainfall. And there is measurable rainfall off to the west from Michigan through Indiana, stretching all the way down to the Memphis area associated with a moving cold front. We've got high pressure in control. It gives you the blue skies, the sunshine, what you probably want to deal with on Halloween, but its position pumping in that warm air to the Delaware Valley. And as that gets here, it will fall apart, lose more of the momentum. We do have elevated humidity levels. You may have noticed that this morning. We've had more of that warm air over the cooler now ground and even some patchy visibility. No need to catch a flight today if you're looking for warmth. We're already up to 65 degrees, and that's where our average high actually would already be below. We should be at about 62 degrees this time of the year. We have surpassed that, and we will continue to climb. Most of the outlying areas in the mid to upper 60s right now. In fact, Dover now officially coming in at 70 degrees for your midday monster bash on this Halloween. About 76 degrees with bright skies. We approach 82 degrees today, which would tie a record, but by 5 p.m., 80 degrees, and for trick-or-treating still at 8 p.m. in the mid 70s. It's going to be a warm one. How long does that last? I've got details coming up in just a few, ladies.
Okay, Payton, thank you. Well,
But you know what, Payton, I do have a question because we've been talking about how dry it is. A lot of us like to put our fire pits out at night on Halloween and get together. Are we going to be able to light those fires tonight?
Not tonight and not tomorrow night either. We're actually going to pick up a decent breeze this afternoon, and that breeze sticks around tomorrow. And we do have that elevated fire danger, so things can quickly spread in a setup like this. But at the shore, we've got the sunshine just beating down on the water. What a place to be if you have this ability to escape on this Halloween. But the next big thing we're looking at, because it was warm yesterday, it's going to be warm again today. And as we go forward through your extended forecast, we finally start to feel like fall again in time for the first weekend of November. It's crazy to think that November is nearly here, and it starts tomorrow. And by tomorrow, we actually keep some of the warmth that we've got today, just not quite as toasty. An early morning sprinkle as a front passes. We do turn brighter through the afternoon, and we have high temperatures in the 70s. I mentioned that breeze. It sticks around. We could have gusts upwards of about 30 miles per hour tomorrow, so you'll want to watch any of the spooky decorations that linger from today into tomorrow. For the weekend, it's much cooler, a drastic drop in temperatures with highs back in the low 60s. We've got a little extra cloud cover to start on your Saturday, but we turn mostly sunny, and we keep the sunshine around for your Sunday. Perfect for the Eagles game here in town. That sunset, though, as we have then eventually turned the clocks back, is before 5 p.m. It's seasonable to wrap up the weekend with a few afternoon clouds. And what's going to change the game going forward is going to be a cold front. That's what ushers in the change of those temperatures. High pressure's in control right now, and we've got this big southerly breeze ahead of that. It moves that warmth through the mid-Atlantic up through the north and east and here to the Delaware Valley. We're watching this cold front, though, evolve through the Central Plains states. That has actually been producing some decent wet weather. Yesterday, they had a severe thunderstorm watch, even tornado watch, too. And this looks to lose momentum as it progresses to the east. So I wish I had better news when it comes to wet weather in our neck of the woods. We look to really maybe just squeeze out a sprinkle. Temperatures, though, are taking off, outperforming this time yesterday by about 5 to 10 degrees. It puts Philadelphia at 65 degrees. Exton now climbed to 71. It's still 59 degrees in Allentown, and we're up to 72 in Middletown, Delaware. For the next several hours on this Halloween, temperatures tying records potentially for Philadelphia as we make a run at 82 degrees this afternoon. And for trick-or-treating, I know it's the big ticket item. It's bone dry. It's humid, too, and a bit of the breeze starts to push itself in. It is the warmest trick-or-treating we have had in decades, with temperatures expected to last in the 70s. Your exclusive AccuWeather 7 7-day forecast. 82 today, 78 degrees tomorrow. And we're back in the low 60s for the weekend. I mentioned the time change. I'm calling it an extra hour of beauty sleep. As you are all well rested by Monday with the time change, I hope, fingers crossed, temperatures are going to start to rebound. Nice for voting on Tuesday with a high in the mid 70s, and we are near records yet again by the middle of next week. Say it ain't so, but we're doing this all over again come next week. Aliana and Alicia, are you ready for it?
Not the worst forecast to repeat, so we'll take it.
It's not.
I was going to say, I mean, we could say it is so.
Okay.
Finally at 10 this Halloween, the Mombies are back. We'll talk about this in a second. They're the group of moms from Fairfield, Connecticut who dress up as zombies to raise money for breast cancer research. Great cause.
And last year they danced to the Michael Jackson classic Thriller, and this year they're back dancing to Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
Choreo is tight. Look at them go.
They're great.
Here locally, Mombies were out in full force in Collegeville on Monday night. The group raised more than $10,000. You go, girls.
Yes.
Love that.
Love the Mombies.
Let freedom ring.
I know. So Lady Liberty celebrated a birthday this week.
Yes.
Happy belated.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm trying to just like look good for my age. Mrs. Potato Head.
Yes, Mr. Potato Head is waiting for me at home. I have to get back, but it was nice seeing you. I'm just kidding.
Whoa. And of course, a Minnie Mouse. Mickey,
course.
Minnie.
A fun brand.
Whichever one you choose.
It's our boss, Mickey. That's it for Action News at 10. Happy Halloween, everyone.